Good morning. How's everybody doing? What's up? What's up? How's it going, guys? I just got back from the sunny beaches of Cancun. How perfect is that? Oh my God, great vacation. Um, and I'm pumped to get started today. Good morning, Albert. Good morning, Amy. How's it going? A couple of interesting moves while I was gone. That was definitely interesting. Um, I don't really have as many tickers per se today that I'm madly in love with and I'm just blown away by. But I do have some couple of moves and let's talk about what happens towards the end of the year. I know a lot of you have been here for quite a while and you kind of understand the whole Santa rally aspect of it. But in case some of you are just joining in or you're just starting out in your trading journey, let's talk about the Santa rally. Let me give everybody a little bit more time to join in and then we'll get this going. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Bill. I miss you guys. When I'm not on the mic, it's just I really enjoy Tuesdays. I really enjoy talking with you guys and trading, and it's a fun process. All right, let's Walmart says sorry, YouTube says Costco and Walmart and Chewy. Let's check Chewy out. I know there's news with Chewy. Ooh, that's a great gap up. Yeah, I like Chewy. Continuation. Yeah, that's the only way I would play it. Not really a pullback aspect to it. I think it's just kind of sort of done consolidating and it's going to go higher. That's what I feel. So for Chewy, if you're looking for long term, there's a difference between day trading and long term, right? So if you're looking for long term, or even if it's just a month or two, swing trading basically, um, I would I would slowly add to Chewy positions. I wouldn't just randomly go, okay, well now we're breaking out, let's go higher. Um, because we might see resistance. So this could still just be bear flag, right? This could just be this type of move. Now, I'm not saying we don't go higher. Yes, of course we go higher, but eventually we break. Now, do we break down from here, or, go all the way up to 26 and then break down? So yes, it's a cute little double bottom. Yes, I see the bull stepping in. But just be careful when you're adding too much to your position. Okay, cool. So, and if it's a day trade, then I would just look for continuation. Yeah, that's about it. Chewy has 25% short float. Oh, then that changes things. Yes. Then a strong hold, I think it's gonna continue to go higher. I really, really, really like this gap up. I love that we're gapping up above the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. Let's just look at the monthly for the heck of it. And excuse me. Yeah, we're a little bit, so 26, my feeling was right. Yeah. Up to about 26 is where I would target. For a day trade, obviously that's a little bit unrealistic, but I think 26 is a good target. If we take out 26 resistance, then 32, 33 is a level that I would go to. So yeah, a long today on Chewy. Another fun ticker that I want to take a look at is also Uber. But let's talk about what happens towards the end of the year. So yes, we're at all-time highs on the Qs and SPY. And no one in their right mind is going to close out of their position and create a realized gain this late in the year, because then you're going to have to pay taxes, right? So most people, what happens towards the end of the year, will just walk away, not realize these gains, no matter how extended we are. We're not going to add to our position. They're not going to add more to their position, but they're definitely going to not take a realized gain, so they have to pay taxes on it. Right. So I think that's what happens. So that's why towards the end of the year, you just kind of see slow down volume, just very little moves to the upside, very little moves to the downside. We just kind of slowly grind up. So if it's a boring, lousy day, I think up is a direction. Even though I really, really, really want to play something short, I think January could be a good month to pull some things back. I know the weekly chart looks super extended, but I would just be cautious shorting something unless there is a beautiful setup. So by beautiful setup, I mean unless there's a Head and Shoulders, unless there is, I double top that's really nasty. We retest it and we're coming back down. Sure, but otherwise, I mean, if we take out this area of 408, which we kind of did at pre-market, if we take that out, there's not much stopping us. I mean, there's nothing else out there that's stopping us. So we could do something like this, where we did the all-time highs and then we just kind of continued with another hammer and then we saw a pullback a couple of weeks later. So yes, that's very plausible, but I don't know if that's even if that's in the books. Santa Rally usually happens from the 22nd onwards. So if we have, maybe we're a little bit early to that Santa Rally. We have a couple more days to go for that, but I wouldn't be afraid to play something long. Whereas if this was any other Joe Schmo day in June or July, I'd be like, let's go short the town completely red. Let's go do that. So I think those are just my 2 cents. So just be careful shorting something. I mean, if you're going long something, that's great, fantastic, because everyone's got that mentality anyway. But if you're going short something, just be careful. Move your stops quickly, exit your positions, take partials really, really quickly. So yeah. Let's go look at some of the other tickers that YouTube said. Chewy, Cisco, he said Cisco, not Costco. All right. All right, this is a decent gap up also. Great volume. We're getting a follow through. Is this their ex-dividend date? Yeah, this is, well, January 3rd is their ex-dividend date. So people are just going to kind of sort of pile in. Honestly, I think Cisco is going to go fill this gap. Believe it or not, it's headed that way. And it's looking like it's consolidating. Let's go look at some of the weekly charts. The weekly don't like as much. Let me see if there's any moving averages. I don't know why it's behaving this way. That's why. Yeah, there's moving averages. That's why. Okay, so I don't like this as much as I like Chewy for a day trade. Let's just put it that way. I'm kind of sort of afraid of trading things in between moving averages, right? So, I mean, best case scenario, I think we go a little bit higher and then fade back down. Worst case scenario, we just don't take off. So I would leave this alone for a day trade for today. And then let's go look at Lyft today. I had it on my list. Lyft is a downgrade, and then I think it's getting some side effects from Uber being added to S&P 500. So I think Lyft is looking for a pullback, great gap and go. This is 4 days of buying, and we're pulling back. If I were you guys, it's a little bit higher in the morning. If I were you, I would look to enter this trade right off the gate. I would look to short this thing right off the bat. I really, really, really like this gap down on Lyft. So I am definitely looking for some sort of a pullback on Lyft. Maybe one green candle right at open and then a short below that. I think that's what we're going to do. So let's look for a green candle right at open, and then we are going to short below that. I would average about 15-20. Maybe if it can pull up to 15-20 and then pull back down. I think that's where I would look to short it. So let's keep an eye out for this guy. It is a lot of bulls trapped in this. So if it's going to go down, it's going to go down right away. So we're going to get that move on a 1-minute candle right off the gate. So let's look out for that. There were some tickers on YouTube. Let's see. Walmart, Starbucks, and Roku. I have not forgotten you guys from YouTube. Right. Walmart. Sorry if I sound very coarse. I've just been screaming a lot. It's just a really fun trip, and I kind of have a teenage boy voice right now. Okay, cool. Walmart, it's continuing. I like this follow through. I like this consolidation. I think today is going to be a pretty decent bullish day, guys. I mean, on a weekly, it looks like we broke a trend line, so I kind of would be fearful of that. Ooh, this is a long time trend line, huh? Okay. So on the weekly chart, I say we go up to like 157-ish, the 20 EMA, retest this trend line, and then look for a rollover. But again, this is a weekly chart, so it's going to take an entire week to do that. It's not I wouldn't be any afraid of the day trade following that. Walmart, I think if it can hold this double bottom, it's going to be a beautiful bear trap. But if it doesn't hold this double bottom, I think we're going to come back down a little bit more. So oh, it's tricky to say which way we're headed today. I think we're looking to continue higher, but if we get to like 157-ish, I would look for taking profits. This is a very strong, long time existent trend line that we broke. And the problem with trend line is that any Joe Schmo can draw it anywhere and call it that area to be cautious of, right? So like earlier when I drew it, it was at a different location. Today, there's just no accurate way of drawing this. That's what I mean. So it's kind of difficult to draw trend lines and say this is the exact area. But if you're kind of sort of understanding that there's a trend line here and this is a good breakout or breakdown, then it gives you a good idea of being cautious. For example, Tesla broke out of this trend line pretty easily on that day. And that day was a baller bull day. I mean, I think if you didn't make money that day, then you played Tesla completely wrong. I mean, if you traded Tesla and you didn't make money that day, you got the directions completely wrong. But it was up like 10, 12 points and everybody was seeing this trend line break, right? So I think that same exact thing with Walmart. We broke that trend line to the downside. I think we continue down. Tesla, guys, be cautious on this. It's a monthly breakout, just like AMD. Remember, we talked about AMD. If you're looking to go long something, Tesla's your boy. And I wouldn't let go of it until 300. I think, Donna, I don't know if you're here, but you asked me on Slack if you should buy Tesla long term. You asked me on this day, I think. And I said, no, refrain. But if you're looking to still add to your position, now is your chance, girlfriend. Go long Tesla. It's breaking out solid, strong. It's looking to increase wages on their coworkers. It's a solid company that can only grow. We're out of all of the moving averages chop. So I kind of like this area. I would say buy the pullback at like 245-ish if it does pull back. If not, then we'll just slowly add to our long-term position. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When you asked me, we were up here and I kind of was like, I don't know if it's going to break out because it could easily break down also, right? It looked like it was breaking down. It's a beautiful bear trap. And then we continued higher. So just add little bits to your position here and there. Every pullback, you should add maybe 2-3 shares and then look to continue higher. So yeah. Okay. Cool deal. You're in. I would target about 300. I wouldn't sell other than, until we got to that position. So let's do that. All right. Good morning. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying your name right, but good morning. LA. Okay. All right. Let's go look at Oxy. Unless you're Indian and then it's Lala. Okay, cool. Oxy, what's going on here? Gas is just having some trouble. I think petroleum, just in general. So I have a rule, guys, and I think a lot of us kind of sort of see this also. When you see a morning star reversal go very wrong, go long above that, obviously, because it's very, very, very strong bearish trend rejected, but don't go short that thing because it keeps getting bought up, right? So I would just wait on Oxy to get a little bit higher from here. Otherwise, so it's the end of the year. Like I said, no one's going to realize gains, guys. It's just going to be one of those slow moves. No one's doing anything. We're just kind of sort of hovering in certain ranges. So find a range and a groove that you like on Oxy for a day trade. I think in January, we might continue down. But hey, we let go of the 55 range. I think we're going down very much. I don't know, I would be kind of bullish if we go higher. This is a lot of bear volume that we can take out if we go higher today on Oxy. But weekly chart doesn't look as promising though. It looks like we're getting rejected off of the 10 EMA. I would watch for setups here. I'm not gonna just blindly jump into a trade because I feel like it. Not my favorite gap, but I think it can continue higher. So if you're in something short, just watch out. It's at resistance, but if we take this out, I think it can continue higher. Let me just put fibs on it just real quick. When in doubt, go with fibs. I think it's like the 786. Yeah, see, it's the other way around. Hold on. Sorry, guys. All right, yeah, we're at the 786 retracement. So here's what I want you to do. Whoever asks for it on for Oxy, here's what I want you to do. I want you to keep a very close eye. I want you to go put Fibonacci bands on this. And if you're not familiar, real life trading's got lots of videos. Just go online, check those out. Definitely worth it. If we hold this 786 level and start to bounce from here, 618 is the next point. Now, I know it doesn't feel like much, right? Like the range is what, 12, 13 points. But if we take this out, I think we're going to continue higher and we're going to continue a lot more higher. So keep an eye out for these levels. And if we don't take these out, we start to just kind of fail in this area, then just look for retracement back up to here and look to short it down again. So yeah, it's at a good level where it should get bought up. But if it doesn't get bought up, then I think we're going to continue to roll down. So that's what I would want you to do. There's a lot of bear volume, for the last 3 days, but it's decreasing bear volume. So it could come down a little bit more or go up a little bit more. That's what I meant. It could go up a little bit more. So, all right. UBS, let's go check that out. And then some of my tickers, let's go check that out. UBS, what's going on here? Whoa. What a big gap up. Continuation higher, strong bullish trend. No complaints here. I think I would only look to go long this thing. Jay, do you play this often? Like, do you look at this trade often? If you do, then I will trade it with you. Otherwise, I don't know how much it moves. I need to see a good range on it, and it doesn't look like it moves quite a bit. It looks like it's a gappy ticker. It just showed up on your scanner. Okay, cute little gap and go. I like it. It's taking out this resistance area. I think long right it open, and then we go from there. I really like this gap and go on NVIDIA. Earlier when I was looking at it, it was kind of gap and go-ish. We take this out, it's the 500 level that's been a curse on this guy. So, we're at this resistance level right now. It's kind of sort of pullbacky right now. Let's see if NVIDIA gets going. So if this ticker pulls back, I feel like this is one of them that can get going quite a bit. We have a little bit of a range versus some of the other tickers. I obviously like Lyft very much. I like NVIDIA very much. I really, really, really like, was it BA or Coin? I don't know which one it was. I really like BA for a pullback. If you had listened to me a while ago and bought off of this double bottom on BA, then you're really, really, really thanking me right now. This is a ginormous double bottom, right? And it's just kind of doing parabolic moves right now. It's just going higher. But I think it's due for a pullback. It is a very strong trend, so I wouldn't get in the way and try to short something, especially towards the end of the year, where no one's really taking their profits right now. As a matter of fact, everyone's looking to park their money. So I wouldn't really short this too much. I wouldn't expect it to just come down and collapse to like 240, but I think it can take a decent pullback and then go higher. So just keep an eye out for this guy. It's tricky to say which way it should go, right? Like, what do you do when in a chart like this when pullbacks are just not valid, but it's very extended, so you can't go long either? That's where day trading comes in, and you're like, maybe I'll just day trade it long on a pullback. So that's what I would do. All right, I want to find that one ticker that had Oh, here. Okay. Airbnb has to be my favorite setup. This you got to find on your scanners, wherever. I just kind of sort of flip through tickers and look to go long on Airbnb. It is an inside candle consolidation with an indecision candle. If we break that out, I would go long this thing. As much as I don't like Airbnb, I think it's worth a push higher, right? Or if we take this out, I think we go lower all the way to 142. So it's just a cute little consolidation candle, and I really, really, really love this setup. Which way it breaks, I don't know. But to me, if you were to ask, I think we break bullish, just from how low of a pullback this is. If we were pulling back down here, I'd be a little bit afraid, but just from how short of a pullback this is, I think we go higher. So I really like Airbnb. 150 is where my first target would be, and then I could just aim for another high. So yeah. Donna, we looked at Chewy. It's gonna be continuation higher. It's just a strong, strong trend, and a little bit of a pullback and then a continuation higher. I think that's what I would do. But long right it open, right? Like I don't want to go short this thing right now. It's breaking out and we'll see. All right. Let's go check out Apple. Apple with a beautiful hammer and continuation, right? Apple's got a little bit of a trouble, rocky market kind of thing with its watch nonsense that's going on right now, the patent issue, but I guess the markets really seem to like that issue. Anytime, take this advice from me. Anytime you feel like you should short Apple, don't, because there's always going to be some bulls that step in and ruin your trade. So don't go shorting Apple. Anytime you have a long opportunity, for example, gap and goes, excellent retest gaps, you should go long Apple. So it looks like it's not a perfect gap and go right now. It's not really gapping up above yesterday's candle, but it's gapping. Okay, I mean, it's going. So let's aim for continuation higher on Apple, and let's see where it goes from there. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go look at AMD. AMD also looked a little bit pullbacky, right? And it's got this beautiful little pennant pattern situation going right now. Probably can't see it right, right off this daily chart, but you can probably see it on a smaller time frames. So like the 65-minute time frame, you could probably see that little pennant pattern thing going and see which way we break on AMD. Somebody on YouTube said, can you please tell us what time frames you're looking at? So Nang, I like to look at the daily and the weekly a lot when I'm starting out my day. And then I look at the 15 minutes constantly. So I will look for trades on smaller time frames, like the 3 and the 5 minutes, but I will see the direction of where it's going. So like the 15 minutes, for example, here. So AMD did a whopping drop, right? So it did this on the 15 minutes. And now, I mean, if I was playing this yesterday, I would look for a pullback here and continuation up. So I would look for setups over here on the 3-minute chart on this price area. But because we took this out, now I would look for a retest and a drop, which AMD yesterday would just not have been a good candidate. So it wouldn't have worked out. Maybe a different one. Let's go check out Tesla so I could show you exactly what I mean. So yeah, Tesla pulled back yesterday. And if I was going long, I would look for long setups over here, off of here on the 15-minute chart. But I rely very heavily on the 15-minute chart, just retests and stuff like that for day trades. And then for planning and prepping, I look at the daily. So On the daily, obviously, I know bullish is the way to go on Tesla. It's breaking out of a very strong trend. I'm not really looking to go bearish unless we have like a big pullback, then maybe add to that pullback. So that's what I'm looking to do. Yeah. All right, let's go look at, we looked at BA, we looked at Chewy, we looked at Lyft, Airbnb, we talked about. Coin has a massive, massive continuation, just a strong bull trend. See, this is what I mean. When something consolidates for a very long time and moving averages get really tight, they usually break out. So coin, don't get in the way. Don't short this thing. I know it's a little bit extended. I know there's divergence. There's solid divergence here, but look to buy the dip here. Don't, I know it sounds odd when I say go long, but don't get in the way. It's just a very strong trend. You don't want to get caught, going in the wrong direction over here. All right, Googster. Googster is also at a very interesting level, guys. So this is there on a weekly chart too. Like, look at this pennant pattern, right? Here's our boy Google, and here's that strong trend line again. For the lack of better drawing skills, I think you can do a better job. And it's looking like we're breaking out. So I wouldn't be opposed to going long Google, really. It's so many tries and failed so many times, and it's looking strong this time around. A very shallow retest, and we're looking to higher. So yeah, solid follow through. We're looking to go higher. I really, really, really like this move up on Google. So I think long is the way to go. Definitely look out for these tickers on the Santa rally aspect, right? So if in case we have that Santa rally, I think Google is the one to put your money in. Amazon also a solid breakout, right? Like, this is pretty interesting at Amazon. I think today, usually when things do something spectacular like this, and then the next day we don't get a follow through, like for example, we don't get a gap up or a gap down to a significant level where it might scare some bulls, then usually the next day we just kind of have not really an interesting day. So today I think we might just have a small inside candle and then look for continuation. Solid breakout off of this pennant pattern on Amazon. I think this is what I expect Google to do eventually. So yeah, keep an eye out on Amazon by the dip for today. I think I'm going to leave it alone, not really worry about it as much, and see if we can have a little bit of a pullback to add to our position. All right, let's go check out Roku. I think we looked at Roku, but it is a solid pullback, right? Like, Roku just does berserk parabolic moves, and then it just kind of settles up for a few days like this, and then it goes lower or higher or whatever, continuation. But this is, I mean, if this kind of satisfies our 10 EMA play on the daily chart. It is kind of looking risky. Like, for example, if you were a buyer of Roku here, anywhere here, would you not be afraid of today's move, of today's candle where it's opening? I would be. So when we take this out, I think we're going a little bit lower, right? So at least to fill this gap to 84. So I would be, and I would take profits. So Google, it's very crucial that it holds here, becomes this wave 4, and continues higher. If it doesn't do that, I think everybody that bought here is trapped, and that's a lot of people. That's a solid move up that almost doubled from 50 to 100. So yeah, that's a lot of people. They're going to get out, and we're going to see a pullback. Even if like 10% of the people get back, we're going to have a solid move down. So it's just keep an eye out for Roku pullbacks. I think Roku is a decent move down kind of candidate today. Let's go look at the futures for my futures traders. I know it seems super berserk and super parabolic for futures, but just understand that no one's taking their profits. So yes, of course, if we get that bear move, like for example, right now, we're not looking very strong on the 15-minute chart, but And then if we get that bear move, I'll play it bearish, but otherwise I don't really have a solid play on this. It's going to go higher. No one's taking their profits. It's just a slow grind higher. So what I'm looking to do is let's put our purple lines up for all of my futures traders. So I'll do a purple line up here and a purple line down here. These are my levels, 16,910, 16,980. We break out above, go long, down below, go short. All right, YouTube friends, it's time to say goodbye. Unfortunately, if you want this party going for a little bit longer, come join us at RLT. I will